Let's talk about love and marriage, the way that God intended. Life experience, here we share it. The No Fruit Podcast. Tune in from any platform. No Fruit Podcast. We'll help your spirit transform.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? This is Maurice, and we're approaching this particular episode just a little differently today. The other night, we were downstairs in our office, Kafa and I, and we were doing some work and things like that. And, you know, I was really not in the mood to do anything else. Like it was, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm tired and exhausted. And, you know, I'm just ready to just kind of chill out. Kafa turns to me and says, you know, someone needs to do the dishes. You could just ask the kids to do the dishes or whatever. I said, you know, I'm right here. I'll do the dishes. So I am preparing to do the dishes. I had just ran the dishwasher earlier on in the day. So I was taking the dishes out, drying them off, putting them away. And then, and meanwhile, in the midst of that, I said, all right, you know, it's kind of quiet. You know, I don't want my brain going all crazy and blank. And so those of you who don't know, I used to tell my mom back in the day that my mind would go blank if I didn't have a newspaper. So I'm very well versed in news or current events or whatever else. But anyway, so I didn't want my mind to go blank. And so I turn on my cell phone, go to the music app, put in my headphones, and I start listening to music. So I scrolling through, and I am listening to Brandy and an R&B singer, pop singer, and I'm just grooving along, and something said, Maurice, I need you to change the music that you're listening to. And in that change, I started listening to, and for those of you who don't know, you know, Kafa and I, we met in church. So the church roots are very, 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 very rooted in our relationship. So I turned on some gospel music, and in that moment, the atmosphere shift. You could feel it. I can feel it. Yes, I'm washing dishes. I'm moving along. I'm listening to the playlist and picking certain songs. And for those of you who are churchy, right? You know, you can feel the energy. You can feel the Holy Spirit moving, right? And I'm by myself. I'm clearly by myself. Kafa's in the office doing office stuff, and the kids are adult children, you know, are in their rooms doing whatever they do. And so in this moment, by myself, doing a chore that I really didn't feel like doing. I didn't have a problem with doing it, but I really didn't feel like doing it. But I felt that atmosphere shift as I'm doing this particular chore. And I'm bringing this to you today because I would like to know how many of you are changing your atmosphere this season. We're noticing there's a lot of different things going on. We see things going on with the elections. We see things going on with, you know, celebrities passing away, or celebrity court cases, or our friends and families, you know, who are passing away, to people having challenges on their jobs and things like that. So how many of you today are in a place where you are starting to change the atmosphere, actually actively changing the mindset of yourself and your community? I really would like to know that today. That's the approach of today. Today is going to be a short and sweet show. is just the idea of changing and shifting the atmosphere. See, the sometimes some of us have to feel like we're at rock bottom to change and to cry out for help. Some of us just naturally do that because we're just, in that space. Sometimes we're selfish, look at, we're too concerned with ourselves, not concerned about anybody else in their situation. But a lot of us, like myself, who's neither one, but sometimes I just need to feel like I just need to get a opportunity, just one, to be thankful for life, health, and strength. Number two, to understand that my community is stronger than I ever considered. The people that I talk to, the people that reach out to me, the relationships that I have created and cultivated and nurtured over the years, there are opportunities that are being presented to us, being Kafa more frequently than they ever been. And some of that is a changing of the mindset, changing of the environment that we're working in, changing of the atmosphere, changing of the friends and the family members that we might communicate with. There's a lot of changing going on. So how many of you are actually changing your mindset to whatever it is? So it might be something as simple as changing a song, listening to something else, feeding your body and your soul something else. That's the difference. And I hope that a lot of you are in that place today where you are looking to change your atmosphere. Kaf and I, we've been speaking a long time on how to grow this podcast, how to expand our reach. And for those of you who knows that I have another podcast called That Will Never Work Podcast, I have been working that podcast for the last 5 years. Now, this particular one, No Fruit, has been started a year earlier. But That Will Never Work grew a lot faster. The people that I speak to on a everyday basis, like I've had the opportunity to interview individuals who normally would not be in my circle. There will be, in other cases, there would not be any opportunity for me to reach out to them because I'm not in their community. Yes, there is 6 degrees of separation, but sometimes that 6 degrees can feel like 20. And otherwise, you might not be able to talk to those individuals. But I have been able to grow that show where I've been able to win an award for it. We're in the process of growing No Fruit Podcast. And if you've listened to the last few episodes where we have interviewed other individuals and we're starting to grow and expand and touch other communities that we might not have been able to in the past, this has been a changing of the mindset, changing of our community and or atmosphere that we have been experiencing on this podcast. And yes, we are nominated for an award as well right now. We'll find out shortly whether or not we've won or not, but we are truly blessed and we are truly grateful for the position that we are in. We don't take it for granted. We don't take it lightly. And we're looking to move forward. So I just wanted to come on today for this brief moment, this brief idea of changing your mindset and expanding your reach. We don't have a long time on this plane, if you will, because we see it every day. It seems like for the last month or 2 months, like it seems like people that we might have grown up with watching on TV or in the movies or whatever it is, like they just like, it's just seems like they're dropping. Like everybody's just dropping. So, live life to the fullest. Get the most out of it. And some of that might be just changing your mindset, changing your attitude towards your brother or your sister, changing your attitude towards your job, changing your position to your financial situation. It might be just changing the people that you speak to. There's a thing that I say a lot on the other podcast where I have experienced the changing of the breakfast table that I sit at. Because there's an idea that, hey, you know, you are the sum of the 5 people that you're closest to. So with me changing the table that I sit at and the individuals that I speak to on a consistent basis, now it may not be the same individuals, but it's the same mindset, the same type of let's make things happen. Let's change people's lives. Like right now, Kafka and I are on a mission to change 1 million lives. That's what we would like to do. We want to change people's lives. We want to put that and let y'all understand what we're doing, what our goal is. We're not just doing a podcast just for fun. We understand that we have been put to the task of helping individuals. And that's what we plan on doing. So I thank you very much for listening to me today. A quick 10-minute show of talking to you and explaining to you where No Fruit is going and changing of the mindset, how that has changed the flow and the energy. And we thank you very much for listening to us. We thank you very much for supporting us. And we hope that you will continue to listen to our upcoming interviews. And I will talk to you a little later.
This week's episode has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.